welcome to the show, y'all.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, y'all.
E-Lee
Get it, let's get it.
and Uncle Ron.
Let's go. Keeping it 100.
Unfiltered. We the radio pundits and we're unfiltered. We gon' give it to you straight. The facts we can debate, but one false move and it's a checkmate. Ay, yes, we the radio pundits and we're Let's go. What up, good people? This is your favorite nephew. It's Ernest J. Lee. And you know what? This is Unfiltered with Ernest J. Lee and Uncle Ron. It's another week and another round. What a great day it is to be alive. Every day above ground is a good day, y'all. I don't care what you think. Every day above ground is a good day. So, you might not have everything you want, everything you need, but guess what? What you have is life, health, and strength. So that means that you have a chance to go after it and make it happen. Don't let life continue to pass you by. You got to get up and get in the game, get moving, get motivated. Nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream, y'all. So I encourage you today on the eve of the last month of 2018 to get up, get out, and get moving. The only thing that can stop you is you. The person that you see in the mirror is your only competition. So stop tripping and start achieving. One day, one step at a time. You feel me? All right now. So we know last week was Thanksgiving, and I hope that everyone stopped to enjoy the moment and have some time of reflection and thankfulness. As I stated on last week, we can all find a reason to complain, but that really won't help you. The more you complain, the worse you feel, so that ain't gonna help you. You gotta change your mindset and the way you approach life, and I'm sure that when you do that, you'll start to see a change. So I hope that everyone enjoyed themselves on last week with family and friends alike, or even all by yourself. That's all right too. But in all things, we must always continue to give thanks in all things, no matter what. Now, just in case some of y'all then fell out with some of your family members, and some of y'all done ate up all the leftovers, or you brung some uninvited guests over the house, or you got in a fist fight at your grandmother's house, bless her little heart, or you stole Uncle Percy's last cigarette, or one of y'all that stole Aunt Arlene's last piece of sweet potato pie that she stole from the kitchen first of all. I might add, she stole it first, but then she got mad at you because you stole it from her. If any of that happened last week, y'all, please go and apologize and get all that foolishness straight. You know what? Go and apologize and just say you're sorry. Okay, just fall on the altar. Okay, precious spirits. I mean, come on, just get it together. Don't go into 2019 with all that mess. We got to go into 2019 without spot or rankle or any such thing. Yeah, that's the word, Doc. You gotta go in there without spot and wrinkle or without any such thing. Ooh, come outside, I want to see about some money you owe me. Yeah. That's my new tongues. I'm trying them out. They ain't out yet. That's my 2020 tongues. They ain't for sale just yet. I'm still working on the prototype, Doc. But they'll be available real soon online. All right. Oh boy, I'm tripping already. But look. Go ahead with y'all little deep stuff and have a laugh. Have a laugh on me. Have a laugh or two. I promise you, some of y'all would do better and feel better if you would just stop and have a good gut bucket laugh. Sometimes I just bust out laughing for no reason. I don't even know why I be laughing, but I'll be cracking up. And I'm telling you, it does a body good. You'll look better. You'll feel better. Your body will even feel better. Some of y'all need to laugh and have some fun, man. Y'all, uptight, man. Some of y'all probably sleep with your fist balled up too, just in case somebody want to start something. But anyway, if you missed any of our past shows or you just simply want to connect with us and catch up on past topics, there are several avenues to do just that. Our free podcasts are now available on iTunes, Google Play, Deezer, Spreaker.com, and of course on the iWorship96.com website. You can go right now, this moment, to any one of those digital platforms and simply search the name Ernest J. Lee Unfiltered, and you'll be instantly connected just like that. So please take the time right now to connect with us, and I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Also, let someone know that we're on the air. Let someone know that Unfiltered is on right this second. They can connect with us and listen and have some fun with us as well. Don't keep it all to yourself, y'all. Go on and let them know how you connected and get them connected. You feel me? Each one teach one, each one reach one. That's late, but anyway, please don't y'all use that as a slogan in 2019. And I can't wait to see what these slogans gonna be for 2019. The year this, the year that, the year this, the year that. This need to be the year that y'all don't use no slogan. How about that? The year of no slogans. The year that we just gonna live. Ooh, that just sets me all the way back. I'm gonna have to put that on the setback Wednesday segment. Anyway, we have a great show lined up today for you. Today, I really want to encourage someone to not give up. I mean, you literally cannot give up. You can't even afford to give up. Your life and your future depends on what you do today. The decisions and choices of today will determine what and how you live tomorrow. So, whatever you decided to do yesterday is what you live in today. So therefore, whatever you decide to do today is what you're going to live tomorrow. So, with that, I'm going to play a clip from one of our most prolific teachers of today in the person of none other than the incomparable Bishop T.D. Jakes. He's going to tell us why we must not quit. That's powerful right there. I'm telling you, it's going to encourage you and it's going to encourage your heart. It's going to change your life. We got to remember that we are the change that we seek. It's us. It starts right here with us. So today, as I did on last week, I just felt like I wanted to give the people a boost of confidence, a boost of encouragement. Like I said, I never want to become so tone deaf to other people's needs that I don't use my personal platform to address the needs of those who don't have a voice or don't have a way out or don't have someone to speak directly into their lives. What's the use of having a platform that does not connect with the people? So for the rest of the year, I'm going to do my part in encouraging you, the people, to strive for greatness. Got to keep it going, y'all. So please keep it locked right here with us today. Now, of course, Uncle Ron will be on a little later to give his take on the matters at hand as well and tell us why he don't want to give up and all that stuff. And of course, we'll have some fun and all that as well. But right now, sit back and radio and chill with us for the next hour. We're going to have a blast today, y'all. This is Unfiltered with Ernest, J. Lee, and Uncle Ron. Now, let's get to some of this music. This one right here is a new one from the great Brent Jones. It's called Open Your Mouth and Say Something. Let's go.
You can't just clap your hands up. us in trouble right here. These little interludes got us in trouble. Hey, where my old school at? Where my old school at? If you 37 and above, you old school. Just keep that bass line going. Hey, open your mouth! Open your mouth! Come on, say, let's go! You gotta open up your mouth. Give them the fruit of your lips. Hey, say something, say something, say something. Open your mouth, say. You gotta open up your mouth. Clapping is good, but you gotta get the word out. Get the word out. It's the word. It's the word.
Everybody clap, come on. Here we go, choir says they never thought. I'd get the victory. Yeah, some said it was all over for me. Some said that it was all over for me. They didn't even know, y'all. They didn't know I don't believe defeat. You see, they couldn't see what God was doing. They couldn't see what God had for me. All they needed to know was hey, and the song says I shall win and not fail. Where's all the winners at tonight? It says I'm above. Not beneath. And my favorite part says like this. Everybody get on your feet and say I am standing on what God has promised. To the break now. I don't know what y'all waiting on, but get up, say. Come on, verse 2 is my favorite one. It says you wonder. You wonder how I always overcome. Yeah, and I know you wonder. You wonder how I always come back strong. It says even when it looks like. Even when it looks like it's over and done. Yeah, it ain't over because God will finish. God will finish all that. Come here, let me tell you why. I'm the head, not the tail. Where's all my winners at tonight? Say I shall win and not fail. If you are above and not beneath, I need to hear you tonight. I'm above, not beneath. Hey, and I've got the devil. And I've got the devil. Everybody say I am standing on what God has promised.
his promise. That's dope right there, y'all. Say it. Standing on his promise. Yes, sir. I love that joint right there. I bounced that mug all the way from Detroit to ATL just about. That's Jason McGee in the choir with Promises. Man, you got to believe this thing. This thing is just more than just going to church every Sunday, Sunday in and Sunday out, and leaving out the same way you went in. You know, if you don't really believe what you're going for, then why are you going? Why would you go anywhere that's not helping you get to the next level or helping you achieve what you need to achieve or helping you get to that next point that you're trying to get to? And I'm not knocking it. I'm saying, why do we continue to just go places that do not feed us? And that does not minister to what we really need. You know, sometimes I think we don't understand that we can have soul ties to places and people and things. You know, we just use that most of the time for a relationship thing. But sometimes you can have a soul tie to places. You know, we've been in some churches so long that we just feel like, oh, well, grandmama went here and I grew up here and this is just where it's going to be. And I'm not saying you should leave. I'm just saying if it's not ministering to your soul and it's just, you know, become a form of fashion or become something that you just do from week to week out of habit, then guess what? You're wasting your time. I know that's a little harsh to say, but this is Unfiltered. And the reason why I wanted to do this show, not to just do a show that plays music and, you know, I'm silly and we have fun. We do that anyway, but I like to bring it real and bring it uncut. And sometimes we are in the wrong place. Sometimes we are in the wrong church, in the wrong atmosphere, under the wrong leader. You know, and I'm not telling you to leave your church. I didn't say that. I'm saying if it's not ministering to you and to where you are and ministering to the needs that you have right now, then why are you still there? That's just like anything else. You don't wear the same clothes that you wore in the 70s. You don't wear the same shoe size you wore when you was 5. When you grown, you have to change clothes. You have to go with the size you are now. You know, so it's not just about, hey, this is my favorite thing and this is my favorite pair of shoes. You know, sometimes you wear them things out and you need to let them go. You know, you need to move on. My brother has a segment on his show called Moving On Monday. You know, sometimes you got to just move on from this stuff. But, you know, like I said in the beginning of this show, this is a time that we cannot give up. And I'm on that today. You know, everything I do, you know, I try to have it themed to what I'm talking about. And, you know, when I play music, it's usually themed to what the show's about. You know, we have to stand on the promises. That is a thing that we need to practice. That's not just a cliche. That's not just a church thing. That's not just, you know, something you say because you've been in church your whole life. And yeah, I'm standing and I'm waiting on God. Yeah, listen, but he's waiting on you. You know, he's waiting on you to show faith. He's waiting on you to get up and do something. He's waiting on you to make it happen. He's waiting on you to use what he's already given you. He's waiting on you to give him something to bless. The 2 fish and 5 loaves is what? It's okay. But until he gave him the 2 fish and 5 loaves to bless, it was just sitting there, you know, doing what it was doing. You know, you have to give him something to multiply. You got to give God a project. Give him something to put his favor on. Give him something to bless. Give him something that he can work out for you and show you that he's great, show you that he's God, show you that he has your back. But most of us, we get a word, or we want words and we chase words, but we don't want to do the work that comes along with the word. You know, we get a prophecy and we just feel like, oh, well, they prophesied my future and I'm about to go get me a briefcase and get on the road. Listen, do you realize that you have to prepare that? You have to prepare the way. You have to prepare your life. You have to prepare your family, even if you have one. You have to prepare your lifestyle. You know, being on the road, being in and out of places, being in and out of airports, that's not glamorous all the time. That's lonely. You know, being in places that you preaching and singing and doing what you do, if you don't have God with you or people with you, sometimes that's a lonely place to be. So don't just be so quick to get a word or get a prophecy and stand on that promise and you go out there and make a shipwreck. You go out there and make a spiritual accident. God calls us to be diligent, yes. He calls us to be wise, yes. But he also calls us to have common sense. You know, if you know that you just got this prophecy, you know that you still struggling in some areas, then let it marinate. You know, let it mature. It's like you got to let the word mature in your spirit. You got to let it come to fruition. You can't just jump out there because you got a word and you got a prophecy and, oh, I'm about to do this and I'm about to do that. That sounds great, but listen, everybody got a plan until they get hit in the mouth. So what happens when you get out there and you dealing with certain things that's, you know, taking you down? Yeah. That's when it becomes real. So listen, let's stand on the promises. Let's open our mouth and say something, and let's begin to declare the word, but let's also prepare. Don't just do stuff without preparing. All right. I'm about to play this song right here by my boy Brian Reeves. It's called Awakening. This is a dope new artist, y'all. I'm excited about playing this song right here. Check this out right here, and we'll be back with our clip from Bishop Jakes, and me and Uncle Ron gonna take it home from there. Y'all keep it locked right here on Unfiltered with Ernest, J. Lee, and Uncle Ron. Let's get it.
desperately. The warfare of life has just raged down on me. I cried to you, what more can I do but call? Oh, I call you. Father, I know I'm not in this alone. Promise never to leave me alone. God, intervene and show your hand. This road of life I don't understand, so I call you. Oh, call to the God who has all. Call to the God. Call to the God whose voice alone can move. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Father, I know I'm not in this alone. Promise never to leave me alone. God, intervene and show your hand. This round of life I don't understand, so I call you. Oh, call to the God who has all wisdom. Call to God whose voice alone can move. Yeah. Say oh, every day, every hour, need you. Say oh, every day, every hour, need you. Say oh, every day, every hour, need you. Say oh, every day, say oh, every day, every hour, need you. Say oh, every day, every hour, need you. I can't live without you, God. I can't sing without you. I can't go without you. I need you. God, here I am. God, here I am. Here I am, Lord.
With the radio pundits and we're unfiltered.
Yeah. So if you was looking for a runner, you better look somewhere else. And if you were looking for a quitter, you better look somewhere else. Because I don't care how hot it is, and I don't care how many rats run through the barn, and I don't care how we have to run from place to place, and sometimes up and sometimes down. I'm in it to win it. I'm going to stick with it and ride it out. I am going to stand. Because God trusted me with this situation. He trusted me with this task. I will not back up. I don't understand my own life, my own self, my own circumstance, my own situation. I don't understand, but I'm going to stand up to it. This virgin woman stood up to all of that. She stood up to the cross. Stood right there. Tears running down her face. Watched her son die. And I thought, when he died, I thought, game over. She's out. She's done. But she wasn't. She kept her faith through the uncertainty and the agony of the death of her son, and 3 days thereafter, in total confusion, she rode the process out till she got word of the resurrection that early Sunday morning. He got up out of the grave. You got to ride it until bad turns to good, until wrong turns to right, until weak turns to strong, until sickness bows its knee. You got to ride it out. Come hell, come high water. You might be on a Friday night. You got to ride that thing till Sunday morning. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the... Slap somebody and say, ride it out. Ride it out. When you don't know what to do, ride it out. When tears are all in your eyes, ride it out. When you're not happy in your own skin, ride it out. When your house turns into an apartment, ride it out. When all hell breaks out in your life, ride it out. Through marriage, ride it out. Through divorce, ride it out. Through sickness, ride it out. Ride that thing out. Yeah. I can feel demons getting nervous. I can feel hell getting upset. Because somebody's getting a sucking wind this morning. Somebody just took in a deep breath and said, if that girl could stand up to her life, then bless the name of Jesus. I'm going to stand up to mine. My life is crazy. My life is confusing. I don't even know what to think about it. But I know I'm in it to win it, and I'm not going to stop till I get where I'm going. So there she, the amazing thing is that she loves God through it all. Through the beating, through the trial, through the court case, through the crucifixion, at the graveside, she's still there. When the rumors broke out that he had risen, she was still there. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, the Bible says, and they were in one place with one accord. Suddenly there came a sound from heaven like a mighty rushing wind. Cloven tongues appeared like as a fire, and it sat upon each of them, and they were all filled with the Holy Ghost. And I wondered why it took the time to mention that Mary, the mother of Jesus, was in the upper room. And one day while I was praying, the Lord said Mary's distinction is not just that she was a virgin. It's not just that she was tenacious. It's not just that she was relentless. It's not just that she endured. It's not just that she held on. It's not just that she believed me. He said, but when everybody else was filled with Jesus for the first time, Mary, the mother of Jesus, is the only mother in history that got to feel her baby twice. For when he came inside of her body, she said, I got him back. I want to tell everybody, whatever it looks like you lost, if you just hold on, if you just hold on, if you just hold, if you just hang in there, God said, I will restore unto you the years of the cankerworm, that the palm palmer worm that the locust ate up. Slap somebody and say, you will get it back. You will. You will. You will. You will. Yes, you will. I wish I had a praiser. I wish I had a praiser. She is. She is the only mother who got to carry the same child twice. I got to feel him again. I got to feel him again. I got him back again. My wife said, I can feel my children again. Join hands with somebody, leave no one untouched. You don't need the word when everything works out. You need the word in the middle of the storm and the test and the confusion and the chaos. I feel the Spirit of God in this place. I hear God saying, Mary, whatever I took from you, I will give back to you. If you just hang in there. Girl, it's gonna be a rough ride sometime, but you're gonna cry sometime, and you're gonna be scared sometime. Read your Bible all you want to, but you're gonna be scared, nervous, worried, perplexed, confused, walking through the house and murmuring to yourself, sitting on the side of the bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, looking out the window into the darkness of the night, trying to see something that is unseeable and know something that is unknowable. But if you hang in there, boy, if you don't quit, if you just trust me, I'm gonna bring you through this. Don't bail, don't run, don't jump. Don't back up, man, just because you're scared and just because you don't understand everything. Joseph, just hang on in there. I got a plan. I'm working on something, and you got to trust me when you can't trust me. You got to trust me when you can't trace me, when you don't see it. I'm not going to explain it to you, but you got to stand there and squeeze that hand, the person that you're touching right now. The person that you're touching right now has been trusted with trouble. Yeah, that person you're touching right now has been trusted with some kind of perplexing, confusing trouble. Yeah. Squeeze their hand. It's complicated. The reason they don't talk to you is because it's complicated. it's difficult. Their stories got all kind of side roads and back roads and alleys and potholes and situations and circumstances. Yes, it's got some benches and trees and some nice stuff, but it's also got some rocks and some holes and some tough stuff. And it's squeeze their hand because sometimes it is so hard to be them. Yeah. Sometimes it's nice, but sometimes it's hard. It's hard to be them. Squeeze their hand because they show up for work, but sometimes it's hard to get out of bed in the morning. They get all dressed up and they smell good, but sometimes they don't even feel like combing their hair. Because life is complicated. But this Sunday morning, may God renew your strength. May you run and not be weary. May you walk and not faint. May you mount up on wings like eagles. This Sunday morning, I pray that you would fly again, that you would laugh again, that you would run again. I pray that you would take a real deep breath and live again. The anointing of God is on you. Because God trusts you. He trusted you with your life. Don't you divorce that thing, Joseph. He trusted you, as complicated as it is, that you would learn how to be consistent in spite of complications. He knew when he trusted you that you were going to need him. He knew it, but he's been waiting on you to know it. He gave you an assignment that was too big to do by yourself, that sooner or later you would humble yourself and say, God, I can't take it without you. I can't make it without you. I can't do it without you. Squeeze their hand. Don't be intimidated by them. Just squeeze their hand, because that may be the only touch they get, the only strength they get may come from this service this morning. The only infusion of faith and fuel and soul food may be, the only one they get may be here right now. Press that anointing in. Press that encouragement in. You don't know how hard it is to be them. Don't underestimate it. It's not what it looks like. Father, I pray this morning, if there's anybody in this room that doesn't know you, that they'd humble down and really come to know you, really come to know you. I pray this morning for backsliders who felt like Joseph and said, I'm getting out of this, and they walked away too soon, that they would humbly come back to you and say, Lord, I'm gonna ride this thing out. I pray this morning for people who allowed their weaknesses to move them out of the household of faith. They don't understand that there's somebody just as weak as you that stayed it out, and stuck it out and cried it out and worked it out. Give them the courage to come back home where they belong. Squeeze that hand. Lord, minister to that person right now in ways that I'm not wise enough to say. Speak in their heart, speak in their bones, speak all the way down to their childhood. You put something in them that is stronger than what you put around them. No longer will we be victims of our environment. We will be victorious over our environment. Let this be a life-changing moment. In Jesus' name, somebody praise him like he's your God. I said, praise him like he's your God. Come on. Come on. Praise him like he's your God. Praise him.
Yeah. It's Ernest J. Lee. Fire for hire on the track. Back again. Don't quit. Come on. Wipe your tear stained eyes. Let me hit the battle cry. The Lord is about to blow your mind. And you just cried for the last time. It's a brand new day. The blessings are flowing your way. And this is what I came to say. Today is your day. I know it's not a love, but don't you quit. It's time to start breathing. How you gonna come out? Jesus is the reason. Raise up, get happy, forget about your pain. Hands up, shout out, cause he broke the chains. Don't you give up, just sing the praise up. Throw your hands up high, the presence of the Lord is nigh. Don't you quit, don't you do it, y'all. Don't you quit, don't you do it, y'all. Don't you quit, come on, don't you quit. Don't you give up, don't you give up. Just sing the praise up, just sing the praise up. Throw your hands up high, throw your hands up. The presence of the Lord is nigh. Don't you quit, no, don't you
independence and we're unfiltered.
Hey, y'all, what's going on? This is Ernest J. Lynn. We're back live right here on Unfiltered with Ernest J. Lynn, the one and only Uncle Ron. Uncle Ron, that was a very encouraging clip that we just heard from Bishop Jakes, man. You know, this time of the year is one of those times that a lot of people are just down. A lot of people are just depressed. Some people have lost loved ones. Some people have lost a parent even, you know, and it's just, they don't have any hope. So sometimes it's so easy, and it's much easier for them to feel like they can just give up and throw in the towel. But, you know, I just surmise that you just cannot quit. So like I always say, I lean on you a lot because I know you have a lot more experience in life than I do. You know, what is your thoughts on just people, man, at this time of the year and how they deal with a lot of the hurt and pain?
That's really a loaded question because I think that there are various reasons why people are depressed during this time. And now that's odd because I don't really get depressed during the Christmas season because for me, it's, you know, I see my family, I see my friends, we have good times, we laugh, we joke, we talk, we eat, we fellowship. And those are the times you would think that would be the time when people would be more inclined to be happy. But then you have people who are single and may not have any friends, may not have any family, bad situations on the job, in the home, and that just kind of just makes the burden stronger or larger. But I think even with that, you could possibly find some help who would be able to encourage you, especially during this season. I have been depressed, but it's never been around the Christmas time.
Mm-hmm. You know, having people around and having things around and stuff, it's just like having money don't really make you happy. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I think it's an internal thing. That's why people like, how could that person commit suicide? You think like they look like they were fine, but it's internal. Just like me, you know, I really don't get depressed either. I mean, it would have to be like thank God, you know, so I'm just strong-minded like that. It would have to be something really, really tough to get me depressed. But I do have moments of grief by losing my father 5 years ago. But it's like you, it's never really around Christmas time. It's all the time. I mean, it could just be whenever. It's random. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just be, I could be riding back to Detroit and just think about him. I could be riding past where he's buried at and think about it. You know what I'm saying? Or riding where he used to stay. You know, all kind of stuff. So I think it's different triggers for different people. But I think that the holiday thing is because of what you just said, reversed. So many people are around us, so much stuff. And it's like, well, but we're still not happy internally. You know, it's like you can get gifts, you can get somebody to tell you how much they love you and buy you this and buy you that. And like you said, have friends over eating and talking and laughing. But if you're not happy on the inside, man, when those people are gone and when that food is gone and when that door slams and you right back by yourself, it's lonely. It's almost like when you go to a funeral, man, and the highs and lows of a funeral, you see the body or something like that, then, you know, they sing, you feel good, you hear a preacher, he might give a good eulogy, and then, you know, you go to the graveside and you right back sad. You know, then you go eat at the repast and you right back happy because you eat. But then when you get home, it's, you know, it's like highs and lows, man. That's like life and emotions are so crazy, man. That's why I encourage people to just don't quit, because just like you came into something, you're going to come out of it. Trouble don't last always, and that's just what it is. And what do you think about that, Uncle Ron, about just the internal part of it?
Well, I was looking earlier about this time of year, and there was a question posed that says, are you depressed or do you have the blues? So I guess there is some differentiation between the two. It says the shorter days during winter can contribute to a seasonal affective disorder. So by the sun going down sooner, that might have some effect on people in terms of their mood or whatever. And it also says this malady is not just the blues, but a time of major depression, according to the Mayo Clinic. I guess this is kind of the same situation when it comes to this time of the year, because you can almost kind of compare it to, like you just said, you go to somebody passes in your family, you have all these people coming around and giving you encouragement, and then you go to the funeral, they're giving you encouragement, then you go. But when the music stops, then that's when the rubber meets the road. And so then they have some tips here also for trying to get through the season. It says get plenty of rest. Try to keep your expectations on the holiday modest. Know that it's okay to feel sad or be lonely. You don't have to fake it. So you don't have to live up to others' expectations. Spend time with family and friends and other people that you enjoy. And it's fine to say no sometimes, you know, and a lot of times I know it's difficult for me to say no, whether it's something that my wife wants or my family member wants. And sometimes I just want to be selfish, you know.
Right.
But I'm not a selfish person. So there are tips and things that you can do so that you don't want to have great expectations about this time of year, because you'll be disappointed, and then you really, you know, we might have to come get you. But I guess it's different. It just affects people differently.
I know personally, man, I don't get down, but you know, when the days start getting shorter, man, it start getting dark at like 5:30, 6 o'clock. It is kind of like mental. You know, you be thinking like, man, is it 10 o'clock already? You know, it's like, it seems like you don't have enough time or something, because you equate time with daylight and, you know, being able to go out, and then sometimes it's 6 o'clock and it's dark. You think like, man, I ain't get done what I need to get done today. It's mental. So you have to understand, like you just said, you got to discern the season, but also don't take it so serious. For me, Christmas ain't a big deal like that, you know. So it's like certain things, it just affects people certain ways. So my expectations of the holiday is low anyway, not because I'm a Grinch. It's because I really don't. It's not a big deal to me. You know what I'm saying? I tell my people I love them all the time. I don't wait for birthdays and this and that to tell, you know, my mom I love her birthday, you know, or, you know, my brothers. We kick it all the time, you know. So I just feel like sometimes people get lonely because they're, like you said about the tips, their expectation is so high during this time of the year. You know, you worried about having enough money to buy this, and worried about what you gonna get, and then, like you said, people that are single, you know, I don't have nobody to spend this time with. Man, if you don't have nobody, I mean, I ain't saying who can tell you not to be lonely, but I'm saying thank God that you have peace. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes there's some people that's with people that wish they was by themselves, and vice versa. You know, so it's a lot, man. And then even with your family, you know, I joked about it earlier in my opening about, you know, people getting into it on Thanksgiving, you know, for stupid stuff, and you know, they won't apologize. You know, you have to understand this life is only one time, so don't spend time majoring over minors, as we say. I think Paul said in the Bible, right? He gives thanks in whatever situation he finds himself in. That's kind of what the mindset you got to have. Find space and the time to just give thanks, no matter what it is, no matter what you face and what you're going through. Like I said, you're going to go into it, but definitely going to come out. Unless you dead, you got another chance. And I'm not trying to be funny when I say that.
No, that's true.
Every day above ground is a chance. So we're going to finish out the year with encouraging messages. We're going to come with some stuff next week, do this all again, because I just feel like at the end of the year, we got to help those that may not can help themselves. The strong are to look after the weak, and we have to make sure we do what God has given us to do, even in our spirit and in our hearts. So thank you, Uncle Ron, for that input on this segment. Now, before we get out of here today, y'all, guess what? Can y'all believe this? Uncle Ron came to the studio with me last week. Can y'all believe it? The world famous Uncle Ron came to the studio with little old Ernest J. Lee last week and actually sang. He actually sang too, y'all, and learned the words. You know, some of these grand folks like Uncle Ron, you know, they don't learn the words. You know, they just make up their own words. I'm just Uncle Ron, did you enjoy the studio last week?
It was fun. I didn't come for that, but
see,
you know.
I knew you was gonna try. See, I'm spiritual. Thank you, Holy. Yeah. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I knew he was gonna see. People always holding something, y'all. The truth comes out. Now, what you mean you come for all that? The Bible says ye also ready.
It do say that, but what you said, you wanted me just to come and hang out with you. I didn't know I was coming to work.
Well, honestly, this is honest God's truth. You were just coming to hang out with me, but a spirit spoke to me while you were sitting there in your nice little coat you had on, looking all high and mighty. And a spirit said, you know, have Uncle Ron to sing. And that's what I did. You have not because you asked not, Uncle Ron.
You didn't ask me.
So I told you.
You said, come on, Uncle Ron.
T-O-L-E. I told you.
You told me. I was like, wait a minute. Who he think he talking to? I'm the uncle. But I had fun. It was a good time.
My mother had me cracking up because I guess she see my live, my Facebook live. She said, "Ooh, Uncle Ron wanted to sit down after a while."
Miss Annie Lee, she's right for that. I really wanted to sit down when I came in the studio, but I was just trying to, do what everybody else was doing. But after a while, I was like, the heck with that. I'm gonna get me a chair.
Oh, Uncle Ron, you did some wonderful singing. I just want to tell you thank you. Lord,
Anytime.
I just want to thank
The
you.
bill is in the mail. I just want you to know that.
Okay, Uncle Ron, I'm going to have my client get with your client, and we'll make sure you get paid in retrospect, okay?
Just give me I'll make sure my person sends the invoice, and then your person can take care of it. And then we'll be on level
Well, it's
ground.
okay. I'm going to do like some of these Christian folks do and give you the wrong address. But that's
They
a whole
not
other
Christian.
Christians.
Christians.
And when you go to court, I'm going to pray that the charges are dropped.
Case dismissed.
I'm not, Uncle Ron, we've been serious all day. I'm not about to do this with you today. No, I'm not doing it.
Well, you got to lift up your head, O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting
Lift up your head, oh, you
doors.
gate.
And the King
And
of
be-
glory.
Damn.
See.
Who is the King of Glory, Doc?
The
You don't know
Lord
the rest of
strong
it.
and mighty. The
All
Lord
right,
mighty
all
in
right.
battle.
He is, Doc.
He is. I'm fired up.
I am fired up. We
up.
got to get out of here, y'all. He gonna come. He gonna come on late and then try to take us on further. We only got an hour, Uncle Ron.
How long we been over here?
You know what?
I'm reclaiming my time.
Okay, I can't not wait. You know what, Uncle Ron? That's enough.
I'm reclaiming my time.
Okay, well, that's the case. You need to go back to Kidney Garden then.
Indy. Oh, I saw a word the other day. Is it misconstrued or misconstrued?
Misconstrued. I mean, misconstrued, yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to see if you was on it.
You flabbergasted.
Ted. But I heard somebody say they had it all misconstrued. I was like, oh, okay. All right.
I'm
And
a
get
Paul.
You're Paul. You're Paul. I'm a Silas. Okay.
You know what? Bye, y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
I know it's hard, unbearable. I know how you feel. I traveled this same road, and all you want is someone to hear your bleeding heart overflowing with tears. I hear you say that nobody knows that you contemplate suicide was no joke. Worthless inside, left with no fight. But this can't be all, 'cause you still have life. I'm here to speak hope to you. If I made it, you can make it too. You may feel like life is over. I won't let you go. Together we'll make it through. We're fighters, never gonna give up, never gonna give up. I'll take your hand and you'll take mine. We'll conquer this thing they call life. We're fighters, never gonna give up, never gonna give up. No, I won't let you fight alone. We're confident and we'll stand strong. Better seems far, yeah, we all know the struggle's real, but you can't let go, 'cause you're trusted with